everybody, and welcome to more of the Trooper series, where we just finished up Hoth and are going to start the end of Chapter 2. So it's the beginning of the end, I guess is really the best and only way to put it.
Captain, come in. You may stand at ease.
I understand you've succeeded in bringing Havoc Squad up to full strength, Captain. Congratulations.
My squad and I are very proud to be a part of this operation, sir.
I think I speak for everyone when I say we're glad to have Havoc involved. General Garza, why don't you begin?
Certainly. As you know, Captain, the Gauntlet's superweapon allows the Empire to target and destroy any ship traveling through hyperspace. This capability, if put to use, would give the Empire an insurmountable advantage. It also makes an attack on the Gauntlet itself extremely difficult.
Fortunately, the technical data you helped retrieve allowed us to determine a safe approach pattern that will get our forces within striking range.
It's good to know the attack won't end before it begins.
The plan is not without its dangers. Commander Rands can explain.
We've run the numbers from the Imperial's readouts and determined the Gauntlet's minimum time to acquire and lock onto a target.
Your ship and those of my battle group will approach the Gauntlet by making numerous short hyperjumps, always remaining below the minimum lock-on time.
Short, repeated hyperjumps are very inefficient. Once we're in, our warships won't have enough fuel to return. Total victory will be our only option.
Failure has never been an option, sir.
Quite right.
When the attack begins, Lieutenant Coria's safecrackers will immediately disable the planetary shield generator that protects the Gauntlet, allowing Havoc Squad to board it.
Once you're aboard, begin the demolition operation. Sergeant Yun will help you bypass the security seals on the weapon's inner core. Specialist Vic will then go into the core with you and plant explosives at key weak points, ensuring the Gauntlet's total destruction.
How should I deploy my other squad members?
During your demolition operations, 2 Havoc Squad members of your choice will assault the Gauntlet's bridge and download all data from the weapon's computers. Unassigned squad members will provide mobile backup to the rest of the team as needed. As soon as your objectives are complete, evacuate the Gauntlet immediately. Understood?
Run me through this one more time.
After boarding the Gauntlet, Sergeant Yun will help you gain access to the inner core. Then you and Specialist Vic will plant explosives within. Meanwhile, 2 Havoc Squad members will assault the bridge, with the remaining squad members providing mobile support as necessary.
We cannot overemphasize the importance of this mission, Captain. The future security of the Galactic Republic hinges on the destruction of this single weapon.
You and your team are no strangers to situations like this. You've faced incredible odds before, and overcome them with skill and determination. If anyone can lead the charge in this battle and see us through to victory, it's Havoc Squad. Your Republic is counting on you. Move out.
Let's go ruin the Emperor's day.
Well, that's a lot of information to be thrown at all at once. This is a big mission, and it is quite epic. So, my concerns with Chapter 2 is that it wasn't going to be as good as Chapter 1, just because it doesn't really start off as good. It's kind of boring and slow-paced, and the entirety of Chapter 2 feels like it's building, and for the most part, that's exactly what it is. But it builds into something really cool, which is this kind of, I guess, mix between space battle and, inside this ship battle. Plus, there's some really good story elements there, and they mix things up quite a bit, as you'll see once I finally get into the ship. But first, there is this.
Havoc, this is Admiral Newman. Our attack group has exited hyperspace and engaged the Imperial's escort ships. Defensive forces are as expected. Lieutenant Coria reports that the safecrackers have breached the planetary shield generator. You're clear to make your run on the Gauntlet. Good hunting.
Don't get so caught up blasting the imps that you leave without me.
That won't be an issue. Newman out.
I got the team prepped and ready for your assignments, Captain. We're all eager to do some damage. Like Garza said, we'll need 2 for the assault on the bridge. Getting in there will be a fight. Vic and Yoon are spoken for, so that leaves me, Dorn, and 4X to hit the bridge. Who do you want on the job?
I want to send as much firepower at the bridge as possible. 4X will back you up.
Works for me. We'll clear the place out, huh, 4X?
Affirmative, Lieutenant, sir. No Imperial will remain standing in the wake of our heroic assault.
We'll make the final adjustments before we land. Any other words for the team?
Havoc is the best squad in the Republic because it has the best soldiers in the Republic. That is why we'll succeed. We may be charging headfirst into the most advanced weapon of war the Sith Empire has ever built, but we will succeed. The odds may be impossible. The enemy may outnumber us 10 to 1, but Havoc Squad will succeed.
Sir, yes, sir.
That was a pretty good speech, if I do say so myself. Why did I choose 4X and Eric Dorgan to go into the bridge? Because, simply put, I thought I would have Alara with me then, but that is not the case. So, unfortunately, I don't really get Alara to help me. I have to have Yoon, like, it flipped me around there when I try to go in. But then I have all of my companions here, and they get to fight with me? I'm so excited. You have no idea. This made me freak out. There was something very similar to this. I think it was in the Bounty Hunter story, plus there might have been one in the Jedi Knight. I don't think there was I think it was just the Bounty Hunter that I can remember. But it's like the coolest thing ever, because you're like, all of my companions are here with me. This is amazing. Like, I get to fight my way through tons of enemies, and I get to have all these really awesome, you know, people that I'm used to only having one of, and now I get to have all of them. Unfortunately, it's just for this little opening part, but it is such a cool idea to have all your companions fighting there with you. And in any other MMO, this would be considered overpowered, and I'm sorry, you can't do that kind of thing because it overpowers the game. But the simple fact is, these are all individual instanced like areas. So I'm finding my way through here. However, this is one of those places where I'm the only one in here. Yeah, I could bring a friend, but you know, it's meant to be just me, basically. So because Star Wars is so great in that aspect and so good with storytelling, they decided to go with the phases, and that just, or I guess it's more like a, no, I guess it is like a class phase or something like that. I don't know exactly what they call it, but it's brilliant. And the simple fact of the matter is, it just makes it the best thing ever that I was able to fight with all my companions there. And I love that BioWare has that philosophy where you basically can do all these really cool overpowered stuff in PvE because that's what they want you to feel like. They want you to feel like a super overpowered trooper or Jedi or Sith or whatever. And in PvP, they balance everything out the best they can. In fact, it's quite balanced. I don't PvP much, but from what I've done, it's not rage-inducing like most MMO PvP typically is. So I just, like I said, I saw all my companions there, and I about pooped myself. I was so happy to see all of them there, fighting side by side. I mean, that's the dream, isn't it? That's like everybody's dream. Once you get your first companion in Star Wars, what do you think about? You're like, oh man, do I get more of these guys? And if so, can I like fight with them all at once? Like, that would be really sweet to have like a crew and like a squad. And especially as a trooper, I mean, you're building your squad the entire story for Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, and you're like, you know, this is going to be really epic, but you only get to use one at a time, so it doesn't ever feel like you have a joined up squad. But that little moment right there, I think, fixes all of the issues I've ever had with that, and it just blows my mind. Not to mention, just fighting through all this stuff is actually pretty good. It's interesting. I mean, it's not just normal fighting through waves of enemies, but they spice it up a bit, and they make it quite a bit harder as well.
Let's move out and find the rest.
Now it's time to take out the rest of these Imperials, but yes, as I was saying, it's not as monotonous as just normally killing your way through hundreds of enemies. Yes, that's what I'm doing, but they do make it much harder. Like these stupid patrol droids that you'll see are so freaking hard. I've got really good gear on this character, better than what I should have at this level, plus I have all the legacy perks, plus I have like 700 presents, so my companions should be pretty dang overpowered. And I still kind of have an issue here and there with these dang droids. I couldn't imagine people doing this normally. I'm sure when the game launched, I'm sure people needed help with this and brought in their buddies. But, you know, I don't mind it. I like that there's a challenge. It keeps it fresh. It's not just me blasting through enemies, like I said. But right now is a very good opportunity to, I guess, address a conflict of interest that people have brought up in the past, which is that my bounty hunter is this character's father, right? So my bounty hunter works for the Empire. That's his profession. The Empire pays better than the Republic, so therefore he works for the Empire. And that's just how it is. His daughter, which is this character, decided to work for the Republic within the Republic Army. There's a lot more story there, but all you need to know is that she's within the Republic Army. And that seems like a conflict of interest because you're like, well, then she's fighting the Empire, and she's technically putting her father out of a job. Does she like hate her father? No, they're actually fairly close, especially with her brother. You know, her father and her mother, and then her brother, all, you know, fairly close knit, I guess is the best way to put it. But you would think that with her brother and her working for the Republic, that her father and her mother would really want them to be working for the Empire. But that's not the case. So, there's, like I said, there's a ton of story there that I'm just skipping over. But all you need to know to fix this little conflict of interest that people have brought up is that there's a bit of a twist. You see, she basically joined the Republic Army because she feels like, I mean, there's more reasons, but the main reason is that she feels like her parents are almost as slaves. I mean, they're almost slaves to the Empire. They aren't. They could stop working for the Empire anytime they want. They have the money to just bounce, you know, and just disappear and do whatever the heck they want. In fact, that's, you know, one of their little dreams is once they've decided that they've had enough, that's how they're going to retire. They're just going to disappear and nobody will ever hear about them except the people they want them to hear about, like their kids, for example. But the problem with that is that she wants to free them, pretty much. In her head, she's thinking, my mom and dad, I want to, you know, be able to spend time with them, because she's been in the Republic her entire life. She's seen her mom and dad off and on, but she's pretty much been in the Republic her entire life. She doesn't want that to happen anymore. And really, she's trying to stop the Empire, therefore, her parents have no other choice but to come and work for the Republic. And, you know, she's tried other avenues and they just haven't worked. So the conflict of interest that you would think is like, oh, she's trying to put her mom and dad out of a job. But no, in fact, she's actually trying to save them. In her eyes, she's trying to save them, which is a pretty noble goal. They don't necessarily need saving, though, but that's what she's going to try to do. Now, I don't know about you, but that was pretty freaking awesome. Just like shooting the droid in the face after tripping him. It's what I've always wanted to do, is to trip a droid. Except I kind of want to do it in a snowspeeder with a tow cable. Look, listen, we can't all live out our dreams as much as we'd want to. However, in the next episode, we will definitely finish off this ship as quickly and as, I guess, efficiently as we possibly can.